Hello guys, and welcome to today's class. For this class, we'll look at the concept of civil engineering drawing. Basically, there are two types of engineering drawing, or per se, yes, engineering drawing. We have the building drawing and we have the civil engineering drawing. First, we'll look at the concept of building drawing. Then after that, we'll now dive into civil engineering drawing, which is the main focus, right? But without the understanding of building drawing, we can easily establish civil engineering drawing. First, let's discuss about building drawing. A building drawing is a drawing being prepared by an architecture from an idea of a client. So a building drawing is a drawing that is prepared by an architecture. So it is a work of an architecture, right? But we need to be familiar with it before we dive into our main focus, which is civil engineering drawing. So an idea being designed up by a surveyor, such that it's given by a client, is said to be a building drawing. Usually, for a building drawing, there are four important things we need to be familiar with very well, or perhaps there are four things that you must know. The first one is you must know how to draw a plan. So the several things you must know include: number one, a plan drawing; number two, elevation drawing; number three, rear drawing; and number four, section drawing. So for today's class here, we'll focus more on building drawing, such that we'll pick a question now and we'll start with what? Drawing the plan of a drawing. In our next video, we'll look at how to draw the elevation of the plan. Next class, look at how to draw the section of that plan. So for our focus now, we'll pick a particular plan, and in that plan we'll discuss about each sections of the building drawing, which include the plan, the rear, the elevation, and the section, right? So let's start with drawing a particular plan, as you can see in front of you. All right, this plan here is a one-bedroom flat, right? It has one bedroom, one sitting room, two toilets, and just a kitchen. So how do we possibly produce out this figure? First, before we start with this drawing, we need our scale rule. These are scale rule, so we do scale rule in measurement, right? Also, these are pencil, which we are going to use for drawing. So you need a T-square insert this way, right? So basically, I'll try my best to break this course. Perhaps I'll break this concept down as much as I can. So let's start with drawing this particular diagram. It might be time consuming, but I bet you once you watch it finish, you have an idea of how to draw any building drawing. So this is a building drawing here. So how do you possibly start with this? First, we want to reproduce out this. So one of the first things we need to learn under building drawing is how to draw a plan. So this is a plan you are seeing in front of you. Let's now draw the plan. First, that plan is a rectangular in shape. So without stressing myself, I'll just take my T-square this way, right? So I will draw a line or faint line upward this way. Then I'll pick a point, perhaps this point here, and I'll draw it this way. This is my first task, right? So I will draw it in this form. Mind you, after drawing this form, I'll get the length of the building and the breadth. The entire length of that structure there, if you observe closely, the entire length of the building is given to be 14,000 plus 8,000. So if I add up 14,000 plus 8,000, I'll have 22,000. So now usually we are going to be using a standard scale. So standard scale is 150. So this is my 150 here. Usually for this drawing here, we are taught to use 1:10. Usually it's always standard is 1:50. But in this question they gave us here, we're taught to use 1:10. So let's agree with this scale, 1:10. Now I'll go to my scale rule. I'll check out for 1:10. By the way, this is my 1:10 here. So I'll be using this as my measurement now. So first, we said the entire length of the building is given as 22. So come here to here, 22, right? So this is 20 here. This will be 20, 21, 22. So around here is 22. So my entire length of the building is 22. So I'll take this point, I'll take it upward with a faint line. The entire length of the building is what? 10,000, right? 10,000. So 10,000 there. A very easy one. So I'll come take my t-square this way. As you can see, this is my 10,000 here, as you can see, right? So this part here, this one here is my 10,000, right? So I'll pick at this point here. So I'll take in this part. So I have the length and the breadth, so I can easily close this part up using my t-square. So close this part up, the faint line. So I have it. So I have this rectangular figure in front of you. So from this figure here, we'll draw out the plans, right? So my very first task there is that I'm going to observe closely. Perhaps don't forget, we're using 1:10. 1:10. All right. Going back to my normal scale, 1:10. Look at the drawing there. Look at the drawing there. Let's start with the first things first. Now, after drawing out this figure, let me give you a tip. Now, for every plan, they'll usually have a space for block. So, by the way, I'm going to measure for, like I'll measure 10. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So I'm going to be using this 4 for the dimension of the block space. So by the way, I mean I'll come to this point here. I'll measure 4. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4, right? 4 here. Similarly, I'll come here, measure a 4, right? Similarly, I'll come this way around. I'll measure 4. Similarly, I'll come down here too. I'll measure 4, right? So I have a 4. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I'm done with this, I'll take my t-square, right, as you can see, to that point. So I'll take it to this point first. Let me start with this. I'll draw a faint line inward. So I have this. Similarly, I'll come down to this point here, this line, a faint line inward. So I'm trying to show where the blocks will be. I'll come down to this one here. I'll draw on that faint line inward, right? Trying to show the position of the blocks. So I have this. Similarly, I'll come down here. I'll take this down. So mind you, I said to get the dimension of a block, just take your scale rule and measure those 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 2, 5 for the block, right? So that's the concept behind that. When you are done with this, what next? All right, guys. So I have the plan here. Now let's start getting out each concept out. So first is first, I'm giving a 4,500 from here. As you can see, my arrow indicating. So I'll come here. Mind you, don't forget, please put your mind, we're using 1:10. So this is my 1:10 here. I'll come here from this tip here, from this end here. I'll measure out 4,500. So 4,500 from here to here is 4,500, right? So I have it here. From here to here is 4,500, right? So at that point there, I'll take my t-square. I'll close that part up. So close it up this way, right? Such that I will use my t-square to thicken this part to this edge here. Similarly, this one here to this edge. So I have this, right? I have this in front of you. So what's your next task per se? My next procedure from here is to observe closely. I'm going to proceed with the dimension. Observe that there's a window W here, which is given as 2,000. From here to here is of course 2, which represents 2,000 there. So I'll take my t-square, right? I will close this part up too, right? So mind you, don't forget I measured a 2000 from here to here, right? So this is my dimension here, right? So when you are done with this, next procedure is that observe that there's a distance of 4500 again, as you can see my arrow indicating. So from here to here, 4500, right? So mind you, I'm going to get, let's say, this, take this point, the faint line inward, right? So it means that, you know, we said we measured 4 for the thickness initially. So I'll come here and measure 2 to the right, 2 to the left, this way. So that will establish the thickness of that block for us. So from here, right, I'll take this in with a faint line. I'll come here, I'll take this one in with a faint line too. So this is the thickness of the block, right, that I established here. So mind you, I'll take my T-square, I'll close, I think this has finished. So I'll take it from here, I'll take this here to this part together, as you can see, right? When you are done with this, observe that after measuring this from here to here is 4,045. There's another distance of 3,000 from here somewhere 3,000. So I will take my meter rule from that center here, measure 3,000 in this way to here this 3,000, 3,000. At that point 3,000 there, I will take it inward this way, as you can see what I'm doing. I'll take that line inward such that I'm going to measure the thickness of the block, which is 4. So 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So this 2 and that 2. So 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So I have this. So take it down again. I'll take it down. I will take this one too. Take it down. So I have this, right? Next up, don't forget again, these are under 3,000, right? 3,000. You said from here to center here is 4,500. Here to here is 3,000, right? Next up, there's another 3,000 again. So another 3,000 again. So from here to here is 3,000 again. So yeah, right? Another 3,000. So that's another 3,000 there. I'll extend that 3,000 downward. So I'll close the 3,000, right? Such that I will extend from here to here down this way, right? So I have this, right? So I'm trying to just copy and paste what I have in the figure, right? So next up, I'll try to close some parts up. So from here to here, the top, from here to here, I'll close the top. Mind you, I leave the space for the block, right, this way. Next up, there's the next up 2,000, right? 2,000 right to here, 2,000, right? So this is under 2,000 here. So I have 2,000, and I'll close that 2,000 this way. I'll close it this way. So I have this. So I have this. Next up, let's say if you observe that my line is not is exceeding this, so I can just clean this part away. Then I will redraw it. So I can just take this stuff down this way. Take this one here down this way, right? So when I'm done with this from where to get 2,000, right? The final one is for 3,000. So take my T-square, sorry, my scale rule. Here to here was 2,000. So I have this. That's the final part there. So that's for the final part. I'll try to draw out the thickness of the box. So take this one down, take this one down. You see this last part here, right? I'll try to take the center first. I'll measure 2, 2, right? 2, 2, 2 inward, 2 outward. So I'll take it this way and join it down. Next up, this one, join it down this way. So I have this, right? So I will close it up. in this sense. Close this part to this part, right? Similarly, I'll close this part here to this part. I'm done with this. By the way, when you are done with this, what's your next task? I'm going to come down here from here to here. It's about 4,000. So I'll take my scale rule. This 4,000 here. Now still close that part here. I'll close it up. Now link it together. I'll link them up. Link this to this. Link this to this. So I have this, right? So you can see. Of course, from here now, what's my next task from here? My next task from here is quite simple, right? I will measure a 2,000, as you can see my arrow indicating. So from here to here, 2,000. I'll close it up. So I have it this way. And finally, I'm meant to have 3,000. I'll close here together. I'll close this part to this. I'll close here to this. So I have this, right? When I'm done with this, my next procedure is that I will extend this line, connect this part here too, right? And I'll close this part together. I'll close here to here, right? I'll close here to this part. All right, so I'm done with this. Next task now is that if I observe closely, I'll try to get out the kitchen here. But before then, let's proceed with something. Observe that there's a distance of 4,000, right? So I'll take my meter rule, 1:10. 1:10. So I have 1:10. That's a 4,000. So from here to here is of course 4,000, right? So I have this. By the way, at that point 4,000 there, I'll try to get out a distance. So I'll close this part this way, right? Then I'll measure 2,000 for the length of the window to this point here as my 2,000. This one here for the window, right? And also from here to 13, from here to here, 13,000, right? To this point 13, and it's closed throughout. Close it up, 13, right? I have this. Similarly, I will observe that this window is for the kitchen, right? I'll close this part here to this, right? So when I'm done with this, I can easily get out. If you observe very well from the figure, from that diagram, the dimensions are not that too correct, right? So those taxes just follow the way I'm just doing it, right? If it's as exceeded, you just clean and extend the diagram, right? So the dimensions are not that true correct, please. So at this point now, I will try to construct. There's a kitchen here, right? The kitchen is here, which I'll try to construct out now. So the task is now is that the kitchen connects this with this. So I'll try to extend this one down. I will extend this part here, the walls down this way, right? Mind you, the kitchen here, there's the internal wall here. So I will try to get the center. So from here to here, you know it says 100. Here is 50. The center is 50, right? And I'll measure the door has a thickness of 1,000. It's not given, but it's 1,000 there. So just this to this, right? This 0 to 1, half of it is here from here to here. So it means that the door will be here. There's a passage there. This is a passage, right? I have a passage there. Alright. That's it. I can just close here to here. together. All right, when I'm done with this, I'll take my focus on, by the way, I've gotten this door, right? Then I'll take this part here down. I'll take this one down. So I'm just trying to follow the diagram, right? So just trying to walk through the diagram. So I'm done. I'm here. My next task now is that I'm going to take from here. I'm going to from here to somewhere here are connected together, right? So I'll take that point down. Take the point down. Right. Take the point down. Right. So I have this. When you're done with this, what do you observe? From this point here, you said it's 13. Yet here is 13,000, right? As we measured earlier, right? So the task now is that I'll try to get the 13 out. Right. So let's get the 13 outside. The task now is that since we have actually gotten the door, by the way, I just said earlier that the diagram dimension is not actually that correct, so just try our best to reproduce out what is there, right? So I'll take this one, I'll take it down a little bit, just trying to produce what is there. Take it down a little bit this way. Then I will what's it called, take this one, extend it downwards this way, right? Now we said the thickness is 4, right? So just trying to get a thickness. So this thickness will give me 4. I measure it, right? Now when you practice every day, you get used to it. So this is 4, by the way. Observe, this is 0 1 2 3 4. So I've got a 4. I don't need to measure because I have been doing it several times, so I know where the 4 will end up. So I have this. By the way, I will take this one here, close up with this way, right, such that I'll close this part to this, as you can see, right? Next up, for the task is that I'll take this inward a little bit, right? Then I will take a point up. I'll take a point up a little bit. I'll get a thickness again. Please measure the thickness. Right. So I have this. I cannot close here to this part together. Right. So I can close here to here. Similarly, I will just extend this point down and this one too down. So say the door is always 1, right? So here to here is always 1, 0 to 10, right? So I'll close this part up. Then I will just join this to this, right? I'll close it up to this. So I have this. Similarly, this part here to this, right? So I have this. As you can see, the way I'm following the dimension, it's quite bigger than what we are having in the front of you here. So dimension is not actually that too correct, but we're trying just following it up. But by the way, with all this process, I believe you should know how to draw these plans using your scale rule and the likes, right? So my next procedure from here is that I'm almost close, right? I'll still come down here again. I'll take this part upward a little bit. Yeah, upward a little bit. Right. Now take it. I'll fill it up with this. Alright. So I have this. Similarly, I'll measure thickness of 4. I don't need to measure because I know where it ends. So this is my 4. So you should measure your own place. From here to here, 4 upward. Right. So I'll try to get a door distance. So let's be set from here to here. Observe, here to here. This is 30, 35. 35 divided by 2. 35 divided by 2, I have 7.5. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 15, 16, 17. So it's 17 here. So measure 5, 0 to 10 this way. That is the center of the circle here, of the door. This is 1 to this part here, right? So I have that. And I can close it up. This part to this part, this part to this part, this part here to this part, right? And this part to this part. So I have this. Similarly, use this one to close this up, right? Please, the dimension is not I didn't know actually. I didn't know the dimension is not that so correct. So if you by the way, if you have any plan that has a correct dimension, you can do not hesitate to send it to my WhatsApp number so we can use that for another class, right? But I just hope this class goes well, right? Just try to understand the concept of dimension and the way I did it, right? Next up, so I have this, right? I'm almost done. So my windows are of course in this form. Is print line connecting each point together this way, right? So this window, W stands for window. I have another window here. I will draw them in the faint line this way, right? So these are that window, right? So another window is here. I'll connect them to faint line, all faint line this way. This on that window here, right? So I have this. My next procedure now is on that window here to the kitchen. So this window, right? So this is a door, this is a door, right? So I have this. Let's finish up this place. The next procedure is that I'll take my T-square to one point here, a particular point, right? This way. I'll measure a 4 down this way. So I've created a thickness of 4 of that block, a thickness of block, right? So I'll connect this part to this part. It's more of like copy and paste. So what you are seeing, just try to reproduce it out. That's all. So I'll take this one to this. Mind you, I didn't close this part off, right? So next task is that the point 13 ends here, right? So from here I'll try to take the point up a thickness of 4 inward, right? So I have this. So the task now is that I'll come to this point here. Since here is 30, half is 15 is here. That's the center here. So I'll get the thickness of the window, which is 1, 0 to 10. So I have this. And I can close here up. I can close here up, right? Then I will take this to this, this to this, right? Similarly, take this to this, and I'll close this part up together with this. As you can see, so we're almost there. Next up, we'll try to fill this up, right? So we said I'll come down here. Get here is a 35, which half of it is 17. This is 15. This is 17. Half of it. So that half will give me. I'll measure 5 upward, 0 to 10. Will give me the center of the door, right? So here, this way, and here, this way. I have this, right? So the task is that we just try to produce out that figure. That's just it. So that's like what we refer to as plan drawing. So we are drawing this plan, right? The red is the more of like your concept of copy and paste, right? So just trying to reproduce out the figure using the appropriate dimension. But mind you, I said the dimension given here is not accurate. That's why I'm having a little issue with the measurement. But mind you, I still produce out the figure, right? So that's the focus. So I have this. So I have this here, right? So it's like what we have in front of us, right? So from here now, I can establish this clearly. Of course, it's very clean and neat, right? So let me just do some dimension and see what we get, right? So mind you, after drawing this in this case, yeah, there's something to note, please. Always note the, what's it called, grade line. Those are called grade line. Let me show you what grade line means. But for then, let's try to establish dimension for this. Inside here is the windows, right? This is W, a window. This is a door here. I think this is a window. This is a door here. On that door, right? I think I'm done with this. So let's just start labeling and doing dimension. This kitchen, this bedroom, this toilet, this top toilet, so I have this, right? Next task is that I'll take this point here upward. I'll take this part here up. I want to dimension, so I'll take this to this. So sorry, this to this, right, to this part, right, to this part, similarly to this part, similarly to this part. Mind you, we said dimension are not that too correct, please. We're just trying to reproduce what we are having. So I have this. This is what refers to as plan drawing. We're trying to reproduce out a typical plan, so which is part of what building drawing. So drawing a plan is part of building drawing. So that's our first procedure when it comes to civil engineering drawing. We need to know how to draw a plan. So this is 500. This is 2000. This is 4,500. This is 3,000. 3,000. 2,000 and 3,000. So I have this, right? Similarly, I'll take a thick line down this way, then I'll take it this way, this way, right? So of course, here to this point, here to this point. So I have this to this, this to this. So this to this way. This 4,000. This 2,000. This is 3,000, right? So I have this. Similarly, I'll take it down this way, right? I'll come here, take it down again, such that I'll come to this point. I'll close it up this way, right? So this with somewhere here. So I'll start dividing them. So here, right, is 4,000 as given in the diagram. There is 2,000 as illustrated from the diagram. So from it to here, 13 is 13,000 as given in the diagram. This is so here, so I have 1,000 here, 1,000 and 1,000 here, right? So I have this. So this is like what we have to produce. By the way, these are 6 room. So we have just reproduced out the figure you're seeing in front of you. So let's try to, what's it called, let's try to bring up a real line. You said the real lines, so the grade line per se, grade line. So what we refer to as grade line, here's the concept. So I'll take this point, this center up this way. So I'll name it for the upper part here, you name it in alphabetically order. This is A, under center for a block. This is under center here. This is B, grade B. This part here, center to center. Grade C, come back here, grade D. So this has grade A to D. This the grade line for the side view for this side part per se. So take it this way. This one, of course, this one too, this one. So this is 2. This part here should also be 3, right? 2. This one here, you give 3. So I have this plus part here, which is give 4. So this is like what we refer to as the grade line, right? So I've tried my best to possibly teach you guys how to produce this. So perhaps you're given a perfect measurement now. You should know how to establish this concept. So if you found this class helpful, do well to like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share to your friends and classmates so they can learn too. By the way, this is the first part here, right? So from this one here, we constructed the plan. So next class we look at how to construct the sectioning of a plan, right? So that's the first task. After learning how to draw the plan, the next thing you need to know is how to draw the section. So after the section, look at how to draw the side view and elevation, right, and rear drawing too. So see you in the next class.